Tandem Nomads, episode 100. Hello, Nomad Nation. Welcome to Tandem Nomads, the podcast show where you can find great inspiration and tips to grow a portable business and thrive in your global nomadic life. I am your host, Amel Deregi. I'm a business and marketing coach and the founder of Tandem Nomads. Today, I cannot be more excited to be here with you and so grateful for all of you who are tuning in. It is a special episode, this 100 episode. So I really don't know where to start here because there's so much things that I want to tell you, to thank you for all of you who've been here, part of this journey, listening to this podcast episode for a while. I also want to welcome all of you who are just tuning in, maybe for the first time listening to this episode. And you will see that along this episode, what I wanted to do was not necessarily go into a retrospective of what we've been achieving in 100 episodes and what has been happening, because I've shared quite a bit about that in the previous episode 99, where I share with you my strategy of how I redesigned Tandem Nomads, business model, and how Tandem Nomads has been evolving. So you know all of that, and if you're interested, haven't heard it yet, you can go to tandemnomads.com/99, where I share with you all those strategic steps that I've taken in Tandem Nomads 3 years and how it could be useful to you. But what I really want to share here is more the true stories. For me, this would have not happened, this journey on Tandem Nomads, if it wasn't for all of you who have joined this adventure with me. So I really wanted to make this episode the opportunity to feature all of you who wanted to participate to this voice party, as I call it, and feature you who have been listening to Tandem Nomads, but also being part of the community online, virtually, but also in the real world. So many amazing people. So in this 100 episode, and also which turned out to be the 3rd year of Tandem Nomads, the same date that this episode is coming out, 6th of November 2018, is also the 3rd year anniversary of Tandem Nomads. What an amazing journey. So in this episode, what you will hear is some features of some of the amazing people who are part of Tandem Nomads, who have been listening to the show, but also part of the community, like I said. And basically, I really want you to pay attention to some of the things that have been shared here. I just got so emotional for all the amazing words, but also I was so impressed with the journey and the diversity that all of you are having. It's just amazing. I'm so inspired by all of you. So when you listen to this podcast episode, you will hear the journey of over 15 people who are just giving you a short snippet of what they've been through to be able to grow their portable business and thrive in their global nomadic life. Some amazing tips and insights there that I hope will also help you if you're listening there and tuning in to discover these journeys. I hope that you will get some inspiration through their stories. So stay tuned until the end of this episode, because every single one of those stories is a doozy. So you will see it's just so inspiring. And I want to thank all of you who have sent your audios to me. I know that you're all super busy and have your own lives to go with. I was so grateful that you took the time to share this audios with me, and for all your kind words. It made me so emotional, and I will not tear up. It's really hard, but I will just try to make this just an opportunity to thank you again. So grateful for meeting you and knowing all of you. You are the reason I do everything I do, and you're the reason why when I wake up in the morning, I'm so happy. Thank you so much, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. I look forward to many more episodes and so excited for what's coming up in the future, so stay tuned. And here is it, the series of all these amazing voices that want to share it with you their journey and their highlights in the past 3 years. And by the way, Nomad Nation, these stories are so amazing that I'm pretty sure that some of them will really, really strike in you or you might identify with. So I want you to use this opportunity to connect with these global nomads who share their stories in this audio today. That is why I prepared for you in the webpage of this episode, tandemnomads.com/100, the number 100. I have organized all these audios in the order where I received them, and you will also find the pictures and the name and the website of each person who has shared her or his story in this audio. So I just want to invite you to connect with whoever you identified with or found that you wanted to connect with. Use this opportunity to connect with each other. This is an amazing, amazing tribe and an amazing community of such resourceful people. So check them out on tandemnomads.com/100 and feel free to connect and actually just challenge you. Connect to at least one person from this page. You will see some incredible things might happen out of it. So here are these amazing stories and voices from around the world.
Hi, Amal and the Tandem Nomads community. My name is Taryn Ash, originally from Canada with about 30 years of experience as an expat in Japan, Singapore, China, and currently the US. I expect to be in Boston for the next couple of years and then either go to the UK or return to Asia. I started as a university student in Asia, followed by being a teacher, a college lecturer, training consultant, assistant director of the British Council, and then I set up my own training consultancy working with multinationals around Asia, the Mideast, and Europe. 3 years ago, our family relocated to the US, which was followed by a considerable amount of reverse culture shock and who am I questions. Leaving my identity back in China, my Asian business card, my reputation, my contacts was harder than I expected. So I've spent the past 3 years exploring new avenues, and it's been mixed, positive and negative. I've taught politics. I've trained professional women and university students in leadership and self-management skills. And then at a particular low point, I convinced my husband to pull our kids out of school, and we traveled the world for a year. We backpacked everywhere. And that led me to writing 2 books. One is Grab the Kids and Go, A Practical Guide to Your Family's Gap Year, and Schooling Through Travel, How the World Became Our Children's Classroom. It was a life-changing experience. It was life-affirming. It was exactly what our family needed, away from the pressures of homework, a job that my husband wasn't particularly enjoying, and it gave me a chance to reflect on what makes me happy. Since then, we've relocated to Boston. It's a great city full of worldly and interesting people. I'm working with TEDx, working on speaker development before they hit the big stage. I'm doing some documentary filmmaking, and I'm about to launch the Rhodes Scholars Club, which is for expat educators. It's a podcast covering professional, legal, financial, and personal topics of interest to teachers and administrators, seasoned and those new to the field. So you asked what my greatest strength is. Well, I think like many experienced expats, it's adaptability. I'm not scared of the unknowables. I'm ready to jump in, embrace opportunities. I've developed the confidence to live wide rather than live narrow. My natural response to things is yes, and being excited and reinvigorated by a change of scenery. Milestones, well, the trip and the reflection that it allowed was a big one. A recognition that I'm more than an expat. I'm more an expat than a nationality. I'm more an expat than a Canadian, I think, is something. Because I can identify with the expat experiences that I hear described on Tandem Nomads more than I might a Canadian who's been at home for the last 30 years. It doesn't matter where the expat is from. We tend to have a community, an understanding, and that's certainly something that I get from Tandem Nomads. We are a tribe, and your podcasts teach me something every single day, every single time I listen. We share similar feelings. We share similar experiences and expectations and opportunities. And Tandem Nomads brings together my tribe, and for that I am grateful. So I want to thank you, Amel, and all the best for the coming year. I'm really looking forward to hearing your upcoming podcasts.
Hi, this is Marcelle Yeager talking to you from Washington, D.C. First of all, happy 100th episode to Amel and Tandem Nomads. You should be very proud to have reached this milestone. I know you put in so much hard work and it's really paid off, so congratulations. What I do is I help people get in the door for interviews, but I have 2 small businesses and they each help people in different ways. My first company I started 6 years ago, Career Valet, does that through prepping resumes and LinkedIn materials to get people in the door. And usually folks get interviews within 2 weeks of working with us and results in higher pay in the end. With Serving Talent, my second company I started 3 years ago, we are trying to get U.S. military and diplomatic corps spouses into jobs because, of course, companies always complain about how hard it is to find great talent, and we have an abundance of that, as I'm sure many of you know, and so that's the goal there. So that's really what my milestone I'm going to talk about is briefly. It was 3 years ago I started Serving Talent, and there were no other recruiting firms specifically for this population. And since then, we've placed 35 people in long-term jobs, and we've raised the spouse unemployment issue both on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., and among the public through the media. And this is despite having started it overseas, down in Chile with my co-founder. And our team has gone through a combined 6 moves just in those 3 years. 3 out of 6 have been international, and among us we've had 2 new babies and numerous family challenges, illnesses, you name it. So I'm very proud of that, and we'll continue to see what we can do in the next few years to come. The insight I think from Tandem Nomads that I'd like to mention today is that starting and running a business is really hard. People make it look simple and easy, but when you really hear the details of the backstory of an entrepreneurial journey, it's never the case. And I think that's what Tandem Nomads brings to the table that you don't hear elsewhere, are those challenges, and makes you feel like, okay, I'm going through something that other people have gone through. It's not so simple as all the celebrities and entrepreneurs make it sound out there. So I think that's a really valuable lesson that continues through all of your episodes, Amel, and I hope to see continue in the future. If you're interested in learning more about what I'm up to, you can find more at careervalet.com and servingtalent.com. Thanks so much, and best of luck in the future to all.
I'm super excited to be joining Amel and Tandem Nomads to celebrate 100 episodes. I'm Emily Rogers, and I'm the founder of Expat Parenting Abroad, a support community for mums abroad. It's an absolute privilege to be here with you. After 20 years living outside of Australia and having both of our daughters in India, our family is now based in Taipei, Taiwan. I've spent a lot of my time volunteering, building communities from the PTA to expat networks, and doing what I can to raise money for charities. I'm passionate about getting the most out of expat life and parenting. Having read a blog post about why, as an expat, you have the skills required to be a successful entrepreneur, I subsequently discovered Tandem Nomads. I listened to a few podcasts and I quickly realised that Amel was onto something. Since then, I've completed the Business Idea Accelerator with Amel and Sunday, a program that has literally changed my life. With their incredible support and guidance, I have gone from 0 to hero, literally in 6 months. I had no idea what to do with my life. I was completely lost and struggling with my own identity. Today, I have a business of my own, Expat Parenting Abroad, and I've started my first support group for mums abroad. Through the process, I've learned so much about myself, about entrepreneurship, and about what it takes to be successful. I am celebrating my wins on this amazing roller coaster ride, and I'm encouraging others to discover more about what they can do to change their lives. So many of us feel lost as expats, especially if we're the trailing spouse. We lose our identity in the process of making sure everyone else is settled, sorted, okay, and that they're happy. Tandem Nomads is a brilliant resource for all of us. Through the storytelling and the sharing of experiences, we can all find inspiration and the tips we need to better ourselves and make the most of the opportunities that present themselves. Congratulations, Amel and Tandem Nomads. 100 episodes is an amazing achievement, one that I'm grateful to be sharing with you.
My name is Claudia Körbler. I'm an Austrian-born global citizen who currently lives in Washington, D.C., and I work for an international organization called the World Bank Group, where I focus on the eradication of extreme poverty. I'm also the host of a platform called Global Storytelling for Global Development, where I help millennials understand what extreme poverty looks like and how they can create social impact within their communities. How do I do that? I produce videos in which I talk about my work experience in international development in the last 9 years, hoping that this knowledge that I'm sharing gives people incentives to create change within their communities and globally as well. Now, milestones. Funny thing, I think milestones are something very subjective and that may be different for any global citizen, tandem nomad, or adult third culture kid. Such as, at which stage was I 3 years ago when Tandem Nomads started? 3 years ago, I was a 31-year-old international development professional who realized that she's satisfied with her job. But I realized that the legacy I want to leave behind will be made more out of my side business that I have started. So I've decided to do a lot of public speaking engagements. And through this public speaking engagement, I realized that one way for me to amplify my voice is by sharing my stories so others can learn from them. What lessons have I learned? I have learned that being patient is incredibly important. The journey as a social entrepreneur, meaningpreneur, entrepreneur is not a linear one. You will have a lot of yay-sayers and naysayers along the way. You will have people like angel investors who challenge you, and you will have friends who give you constructive feedback. But always be clear on what your vision is, but take the advice those people are giving you in and turn adversities really into opportunities. So be patient. It's not about the destination. It is about the journey. One major thing I've learned from Tandem Nomads, and I can still remember that because it boiled down to a conversation I had with your Tandem Nomad host as well, was when Tandem Nomads spoke about how to create your own NGO. For me, this episode was so incredibly helpful because I know there are a lot of tandem nomads globally out there who want to start their own business but just don't know how. How do you start from idea to inception? What's a proof of concept? Who do I need to contact if I want to start my own NGO? To have a platform like Tandem Nomad that really has showed me the ropes was incredible for me in my growing thinking and just putting my ideas into action process. So with that being said, I want to thank Tandem Nomad. Amel Daragui, thank you very much for your leadership, and I'm looking forward to the next 3 years.
Hello everyone, this is Clara. I'm from Saigon in Vietnam. I wanted to do this message because I really enjoy Tandem Nomads podcast. I used to work on this mobile app called Twinkle. I decided to go back at my first love job, which is fundraising. But still, it was really, really important for me to have the Tandem Nomads help during this path because through all the podcasts and through the webinar, I could see that I wasn't alone in my path. There was a lot of persons who were going through the same thing. So that's really cool to have this huge community with you. I learned a lot about myself. I learned my weakness. I learned my strengthness. And I know that actually I need to be this kind of thing now. I need to have a teammates. So next time I will go back to Twinkle. I know that I will have to have an associate. Well, that's a great way to learn it, and thanks so much, Tandem Nomads and Hamad, to provide us all these tips, and you rock. I'm sure you are helping a lot of people all over the world, so that's so cool to have these international global communities.
Hello, this is Sunday Schneider-Bean, podcast host of Expat Happy Hour and founder of SundayBean.com, calling in today from South Africa. I'm a solution-oriented coach and intercultural strategist for individuals and organizations, and I am super passionate about helping expats find more purpose and meaning in their lives abroad. So we're thinking about some of the milestones that one goes through when you are working hard to make your portable business work. And I can tell you, I'm in my 5th year of business, and where I was 3 years ago is drastically different. So sharing this totally transparently with you so that if you're in the same boat I was 3 years ago, there is a shift that can make it happen. 3 years ago, I was asking myself, is this really going to work? Like, am I going to actually make enough money to call this a real business? I was not questioning myself, but I was questioning what would I have to do to make a shift. I felt like I was pushing up a gigantic boulder up a mountain and I didn't know where the top was. It felt like it was really far away. And thanks to mentors that I've had in my life, including Amel from Tandem Nomads, I was able to push that boulder up and feel strong while I was doing it so that now I'm enjoying the momentum. So where am I now? Since then, I've quadrupled my business and client load. And I'm watching the labors of love that I invested in pay off. Most importantly, I am watching my clients' lives change. So the lessons I've learned along the way are too many to share in one go. But probably one of the most important things I've learned that's really pragmatic is while you are growing your business and you're starting to get clients, don't forget that while your attention is with your clients, you have to also keep growth in mind. And that's one of the things that I think Tandem Nomad shows is how to be strategic about nurturing your current client relationships and thinking ahead so that you can avoid peaks and valleys financially as you move along in your business. For me, when I look back on the 5 years, there's a lot of milestones I'm celebrating, but I honestly say this with my whole heart. The thing that brings me most joy are the transformations that I see in my clients' lives. I'm joyful that I can make an impact in people's lives and create the lifestyle that is important to me. I know I'm supposed to end by sharing one major insight from Tandem Nomads, like a resource that stuck out. But what I really want to say is how impressed I am with Amel and what she's done with Tandem Nomads. I can't even say it without getting emotional. She is so heart-centered in her approach to Tandem Nomads. I have the privilege of working with Amel on a project. So I get to see behind the scenes. And I tell you what, not only is Amel whip smart, she is all heart. Everything she does is of higher service to you and your goals to have a portable business so you can live the life that you want to live. So celebrating Tandem Nomads and its 100th episode.
Hi, Amel. This is Jody from World Tree Coaching, and you can find me at worldtreecoaching.com. I'm an expat coach and personal leadership and mindfulness teacher. My highlights from the last 3 years have been, number one, training and becoming a personal leadership senior facilitator. This is especially exciting because I first learned about PL through listening to a Tandem Nomads podcast. The second highlight has been the community of supportive, creative, expat professional women I have met in Japan. That has been so exciting for my own business development and also for creating a community of like-minded women that I really connect with. The third highlight has been watching my expat professional community grow through events like the Families in Global Transition Conference. It's so nice to know that sometimes, even though I'm sitting behind my desk, there are other people in other parts of the world doing the same thing, and that we're all connected through our shared interest in bringing the globally mobile community together. The biggest tip I've learned from Tandem Nomads in the past few years has been the 3 C's: clarity, consistency, and conversion. this really helped me because prior to hearing Amel say those 3 words, I pretty much just did the things I liked and didn't really think beyond that. But thinking about clarity, consistency, and conversion has really made a difference for me, especially in the last year. So thank you, Amel, and thank you all to the Tandem Nomads community.
My name is Lisa Furland, and I am an indie author, and I help other indie authors publish their work as well as fund their books using Kickstarter and Indiegogo. And you can find me at lisafurland.com or my writing at knockedupabroad.com. Over the past 3 years, I have definitely learned so much, and the direction of my business has really changed for the better. I think I have been able to really focus on what it is that I want to do and how I want to help people and better serve people just like me. And so it's been a great experience being able to connect with women around the world and help them self-publish their books, as well as use crowdfunding to do so. One of the major insights I've had while working with Amel has been to be more strategic. Amel once showed me her vision board for what she was working on, and I was just completely blown away by the amount of thought and preparation she put into every aspect of her business. And that was just such an inspiration to me, as well as sort of a wake-up call that, hey, I'm not thinking strategically enough. I'm just thinking, okay, what am I going to do this month, as opposed to really blocking out my activities for the entire year and working more strategically, which means working efficiently and effectively and really having a plan for where to take my business, as well as what are the milestones that I need to reach in order to really measure my progress and success. So in doing so, I have really been able to track my activities much better and feel like I'm working towards building a successful business, as opposed to just being very busy every day and not really seeing the results from it. Tandem Nomads is a great resource, and I recommend it to everyone I run into.
Hi, Amel, and all other Tandem Nomads. It's so exciting, Amel, that you are throwing another voice party, and I just wanted to congratulate you on developing Tandem Nomads in such an incredibly positive, impactful way. I'm extremely excited for you, and I'm very grateful for having had the opportunity to be a part of this. This is Kirsten de Grelling-Visman, by the way. I am currently based in Uganda, Kampala, and I am, since we have participated in your earlier podcasts, I have changed countries, as I used to be based in Zambia prior to coming out here a year ago. But I am very passionate about inspiring professional women seeking change and expat partners to refocus their professional and personal dreams by encouraging them to reignite their passion and build their careers around this, which opens up doors to a sense of fulfillment, and also allows them to be a lot more successful in whatever they set out to do, be that creating portable careers, be that portable businesses, be that making lateral or vertical career moves. It's all about them becoming more successful in what it is that they choose to do and what they're passionate about. So that tells you a little bit about me. I think compared to 3 years ago when I was in Zambia, I've come a really big way in gaining a lot more clarity around my own business, around providing powerful services and packages and building up my systems around that, and truly making my business portable compared to where I am now. I think coming to Uganda, I found it a very big challenge because I had no network whatsoever. I knew no one here. And within a month of being here, I managed to launch my business here just by one simple poll on Facebook, which had my group coaching program filled up, which opened up doors to companies which hired me to coach some of their managerial staff so that they could move up the career ladder. And I've redone that post 2 weeks ago. Reformulated it anyways, but I've done another poll, and again, within 3 days, my group coaching program was full. So I've just started that yesterday, and it's brought a lot of interesting conversations as I expanded my network yet again. So the power of that has been super, super strong. Now, it's very hard for me to share with you one major insight from the Tandem Nomads because there have been too many. There's been so many amazing people who you have interviewed on the podcast, Amel, and who bring their expertise to the table, and their passion and their stories that all have a lot to contribute to how the Tandem Nomads can live their lives successfully, full of passion, allowing their emotions to be there, whatever challenges come their way. I honestly cannot highlight just one because there's just too many, and I'm just very grateful for those resources that you have been sharing. And I wish you lots of luck for the journey ahead, and I hope you continue to inspire people like me as you have done throughout the years. And sending you big hugs from very muggy Kampala, which I know you know well. Enjoy the celebrations around this 100th episode. Lots of love. Have a great week ahead. Bye.
Congratulations, Amel, on your 100th episode. Your podcast rocks. And what a brilliant idea to invite us, your listeners, to give you a shout out. I'm Stephanie Ward of fireflycoaching.com. I live in Apeldoorn in the Netherlands. And my greatest talent or passion is connection. And I help small business owners with their marketing and their business to get more clients and grow and be more visible. And milestones, well, 3 years ago, where I am now, gosh, it's a never-ending journey of learning. We all know that. I've learned that it's important to connect with people, have conversations with people, to get help. And a milestone to celebrate, I think, is just the continuing journey, being able to participate. I'm headed into 17 years in February, so that's pretty cool. And major insight from Tandem Nomads, and you specifically, Amel, across the board, you are so good at promoting events and sharing information and getting people excited and taking them along on the journey. And that's something that I really admire about you. And I love to learn from your podcasts, and you're such a good interviewer with all your guests. So it's just a real joy to be in your orbit, sister. So come check me out over at fireflycoaching.com if you want to know more, and I'll see you around.
Hello from Brussels. I'm Sandra Glücktagliber and co-founder of Vilesa, short for Vienna Local Expatriate Spouse Association, a non-profit organization which helps expat spouses to rebuild their life and career in Vienna, Austria. Find out more online at v-lesa.org. One of my highlights with Vienna Leser definitely was hitting the publish button when our website went live, which made all of our efforts to promote dual career in Vienna suddenly visible. My lesson learned here: patience, taking the journey step by step, and not being afraid of the first step. The next one will follow logically. There's always room to grow and adapt, and it is okay to learn as you go along. In short, gaining self-confidence. And I'm also very thankful for my whole journey in the last couple of years of our nomadic life, from building my portable career to being an expat mompreneur of actually 2 babies. Our son was born in 2015 and the Viennese baby followed in 2017. Lessons learned, prioritizing. You can't do it all and certainly not alone. Listening to your inner voice, especially when it gets hectic, and always bringing along a pen and something to scribble on to the playground, because that's when the best ideas kick in. Discovering Tandem Nomads as such was a big aha moment for me personally, but also in advocating dual careers. Listening to your podcast, Amel, is both inspiring and such a great and easy way of learning. One episode which was especially helpful in the last year was the one on GDPR, EU's General Data Protection Regulation, which motivated me to jumpstart on this crucial topic and resulted in quite a couple of new projects for me. Thanks for that. Bye.
First of all, I want to congratulate to Emil completing 3 successful years of Tandem Nomads. My name is Saleha Khanum. I'm an artist, expat partner, and mother of 3 kids. I moved from Pakistan to New York 4 years ago, and I'm passionate about painting and creativity. I have been doing painting and all art and craft since my teen years because I love doing and making things. But I stopped focusing on my art career for a few years after my marriage and never took it seriously the way I'm doing it now. Recently I have been introduced to Emil 8 or 9 months ago, and in this short period of time I have learned that I am worth building a sustainable business for myself through painting and art. At first it was really hard to get out of my comfort zone, meeting people, and because I am a completely introvert. So but with the help of Emil, I would say I am on the journey of self-discovery. And about the milestones, I would say sometimes just milestones does matter more than your destination. So I'm enjoying the milestones more than looking forward to the destination. So that's what it's about. And I also want to thank Emil for words of encouragement and letting me be the part of incredible family of Tandem Nomads.
Hello, this is Huichin Chan. I'm a certified financial planner, the owner of Pavlov Financial Planning, and also the author of the blog Money Matters for Globetrotters. Since I was on Tandem Nomads 2 years ago, I had moved twice to 2 different countries. I have bought out my ex-business partner's shares and became the sole owner of my business. Through this process, I learned that running your own business wherever you go can be really lonely. I had it easy when I started this journey with a business partner to work through all the ups and downs. This is why a community like Tandem Nomad is so important. No matter what the topics were, what I got from listening to all of your stories is a sense of I am not alone in this, even though it may not feel that way sometimes. It's not me against the world. It is really all of us trying to forge new paths ahead together in different ways. And that makes me happy. And I hope you will join us wherever you are. And hope to meet you someday.
Happy anniversary, Amel. This is Julia Dieguez. I'm from Madrid, Spain. I've been an expat in South America, Europe, and Asia, and this is because of my husband's job. Now we're transitioning in Spain until the beginning of next year. Between postings, I used to stay in Madrid and worked in a relocation company, keeping in touch with expats and always having in the back of my mind the idea of creating a business that I could take with me wherever I went. But I didn't think it was possible until I met Amela, Tandem Nomads, with her portable business idea. This was around 1.5 years ago. What helped me the most from Tandem Nomads were, first, seeing there were so many persons that were actually holding portable careers and in very, very different fields. And second, the free guidebook offered in the web. This made me clarify and organize all my thoughts. Also, of course, and this would be the third, all the encouraging podcast episodes. Thanks to all of that, I'm currently running a brand new relocation company for people moving to Madrid, despite the fact I'm not based in Madrid. During this year, I worked in the web design, the copy, writing an ebook to sell in the web, starting all the marketing issues like branding, social networks, etc. The company's name is Life in the Move and not On the Move. This was actually a mistake, but when I realized it seemed too difficult to modify, so I decided to keep doing. It's like a reminder that every act includes a bunch of mistakes and we have to learn from them. Amel, congrats for hosting such an inspiring show, and thanks a lot for your generosity. Wish you the best. I'm sure you'll rock the next 100 episodes. Bye-bye.
Hello, Nomad Nations. I'm Oli Caudron. I am a confidence coach. I help highly sensitive men and women who are struggling with a lack of confidence because of an emotional trauma to become all-powerful and unstoppable. You can find more details about my practice, my blog, and my personal tips at www.olicaudron.com. So www.olicaudron.com. So what I am celebrating today. So 3 years ago, I was already a coach and I was helping expat partners to get a job. So it was mainly career oriented. However, I was always interested by another aspect about trauma, because I knew that for many of us, the relocation was like an issue and like a roadblock. This is why step by step and slowly I oriented my practice to highly sensitive people struggling with a lack of confidence because of an emotional trauma. And last month, actually, I came out with my own coaching approach. For 7 years, I've observed and applied some exercises and some other approaches, and I created my own approach, helping my clients to make a mindset shift and step forward with confidence. So yes, I am celebrating that, and I'm very excited about it. What are my highlights for 3 years of Tandem Nomads podcast? Is the community. Each time I'm going on Facebook, I really appreciate all the comments and the discussions and the tips that you can find on the Tandem Nomads page. I appreciate also each time the podcast with more tips oriented and concrete advice, even though many stories were very interesting too. And finally, by working with Amel, I loved when we were working on the promise. So happy birthday, Tandem Nation. Happy birthday to that fabulous podcast. 3 years, it's beautiful. The 3 is the creativity. And congratulations for the number 100. Congratulations, Amel, and congratulations, Tandem Nomad Nation. Hope to see you or hear you all soon. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name's Nicole, founder of Relocate Guru, an app to find and share local tips to make moving and settling into a new city easier. Find out more at relocateguru.io and download the app on the App Store or Google Play. The main highlights from starting my own business has been meeting all the amazing and inspiring entrepreneurs that I've made really good friends with along the way. And whether it's winning competitions or getting selected to travel abroad, the most important thing has been able to build a community of other entrepreneurs who understand the highs and lows entrepreneurship brings, who can support you on your journey. The biggest thing I've learned from Tandem Nomads is to just get started before you think you're even ready. And done is better than perfect. Make sure you have a clear vision and just get started. We have all the skills and resilience that we need as global nomads to turn our expat challenges into opportunities. So get started today.
Hi, thank you, Amel, for this great initiative. Congratulations for 3 years. It's really wonderful. My name is Daniela Tomer. I'm living in Boston. 3 years ago, I was living in Brussels, just considering a move to the US. My big challenge at the time was that I knew that my license as a clinical psychologist won't work in Massachusetts. And therefore, I had to think what other alternatives I have if we have to move. So it was a challenging moment for me, for sure. It was shifting everything I've done until that point, and I had to think about myself in a different way. So I opened up a company named GMW, Global Nomads World, with the purpose to help people around the world that are dealing with this kind of transitioning from the emotional perspective. And it was using the same skills, knowledge, and degrees, but in a bit of a different way. So I would say almost accidentally, I became an entrepreneur because until that moment, I was just a clinical psychologist. So with this challenge came this company and came also another great opportunity, which was actually making the time to do things differently. And that's when I decided to volunteer to be the program chair at FIGT, Families in Global Transition, which is an amazing organization that I care and really learned a lot from it. So after 2 great years of leading the team and enjoying seeing others performing and doing wonderful work, I recently completed my term and I'm looking for other adventures. And what I took from Tandem Nomads, many things, but I think is maybe to dare to think about myself, not only as my old profession, which I care and love and use a lot, but also in different eyes as an entrepreneur. So thank you, Amel, for everything, and congratulations. It's been wonderful being part of this community, and good luck with everything.
Hi, this is Carolyn Parsrizzo of Interval Coaching and Consulting, and I am a child life specialist and a core energy life coach and trainer. I'm also an expat of 15 years and a mom to an 8.5-year-old cross-cultural kid. As a child life specialist and coach, I help moms living abroad support their kids through medical and health challenges and change. My website is www.intervallifecoach.com, and I'd say two of the greatest highlights in the last few years of building the business, of creating and building and growing the business, have been around connection. And that's connection with the greater expat community, collaborating, working on projects, just expanding my reach and my own connections with other people. And also the connections in my local community that I may not have made had I not been building this business. And then also the connections I've made in my own professional community, in the child life community, and the coaching community. It's been very fulfilling and stimulating, rewarding work. And the other major highlight, of course, is being able to provide a service to families who could benefit. And that's definitely being able to fill that service gap is very satisfying as well. I'd say the greatest lesson that I would share is how the importance of enjoying the creative process, enjoying the process of building it, and showing up every day and working on it as much as you can, and not losing faith, continuing, because sometimes it can be solitary work if you don't really make an effort to connect. So to enjoy that process, it's the freedom to be creative is a wonderful gift. The tip that has been most useful for me at the moment has been the idea of really niching down. So I had done that, what I thought I had done that, but then I didn't think about getting so specific and how helpful that can be in helping people find me and connect with me. And so that's it. Niching all the way down. How far can you go? How far can you go? And that's it. So happy 100th and looking forward to many more.
Wagwan from Jamaica. I'm Gertrude Erega. I come from the Austrian mountains, moved to Ethiopia, and now I live and work as expat and new mom of a little baby girl in Jamaica. Connecting people is my true passion. I do that in my role as international HR expert for a global executive search network. And I found my mission to connect female expatriates as I am to their full potential, especially when they start a new role in a new country and culture. Because it really takes a lot to transition your job, your home, your life, family, and it's demanding and exciting all at the same time. So it's key to be focused, connected to your passion, and take care of yourself during that time. I'm an expert transition coach, and during that time, starting a new assignment, coaching gives you stability and focus to move continuously forward and be present and play big in the first months in the job that determine your future success. When you ask me what has guided me in the last years to continuously grow my career wherever we live, I say it was 3 beliefs. First, just dive in the new culture and embrace it. Live and love the now. Second, we never stop dreaming and growing together. So my husband is my greatest supporter and I'm his executive coach. And finally, it takes courage to go beyond your comfort zone. But I realized that so much magic is happening where I am right now. Tandem Nomads is a very powerful community, and I especially left Amal's deep questions that get you also out of your comfort zone. And this is so vital to get your ideas flying.
Hi, this is Pari Namazi. I am based in Austria. I'm an organizational development consultant, facilitator, and coach. I have, in the meantime, joined and rebranded a new company called UNEPA, which is Eurasia Nexus Partners, based in Austria. And we work with the Eurasian region, but a lot of my work is global. It has been a pleasure being part of Tandem Nomads. I was one of the speakers on the podcast talking about personal leadership, which is still one of my favorite topics. I still bring personal leadership into a lot of things that I do, working with my clients and in my own life. In the past 3 years of this exciting journey with Tandem Nomads, I have grown my business. I think my whole area of expertise has changed, has become a little bit more international. I work a lot more with leaders and global teams working internationally. And I think what I've really enjoyed watching and being part of Tandem Nomads is the energy, the passion to be able to make a difference and to see so many lovely, amazing people who are doing that everywhere in the world. And I have to end with I think one of my favorite mottos, and probably something that I've learned from Amel, is just do it. Don't wait, just do it. So I look forward to the next 100 or so on the journey. Have a wonderful future Tandem Nomads, and we enjoy being part of it. Thank you.
Oh my God. So I hope you enjoyed listening to these amazing stories. And thank you again to all of you who tuned in and shared your great messages. I'm so grateful. And Nomad Nation, I hope you really enjoyed these insights and could learn from it and could associate and identify with it. And like I said previously, take this chance to connect with at least one person that you've listened to. If you have stayed until the end of this episode, it is probably because you've been fascinated by these stories. So check these people out. Check these great members of Tandem Nomads out on tandemnomads.com/100 and just try to reach out to at least one person and connect, exchange. I'm sure that a lot of great things can happen out of this amazing relationship that you can build across the world. So check this out, tandemnomads.com/100. And as always, I really invite you to turn your challenges into opportunities. And you can see in these stories how Nomad Nation, how each one of these persons who have contributed to this audio and voice party managed to do it. So you can also do it. As usual, Nomad Nation, I invite you to stay tuned to turn your challenges into great opportunities. And I really can't wait to meet you for the next episode next week. See you there.